Hello and welcome to Eddie's Wall. The season has officially started. I am very excited. I'm sure you're very excited. And you may be thinking that you want to travel to a different resort for a trip this season. And whether that means hopping in a car with a couple of friends and taking a road trip.
I think we'll go with a little Bohemian Rhapsody, gentlemen.
Good call.
Or saving up for a flight and actually going somewhere kind of far away. The whole thing is there's tons of resorts, and how do you pick one? When you're planning a trip like this and you're going to go to a strange resort, you have to realize what type of riding you like and what type of riding this resort supports. So whether you like riding powder or rails or maybe some half pipe or even just free riding or trail riding, there's probably too many resorts to go over in the entire world, so we decided to narrow it down just to North America, and I found some pro riders and asked them, what is your favorite resort?
Grew up at Mount Baker and so I have a deep-rooted love for Mount Baker, and it's still like the best place ever. But Mount Bachelor is where I live now. It's just like this big, massive skate park with all these little wind lips, and once you like figure out all the locals runs, it's pretty epic.
Jackson Hole Mountain Resort for sure. It's easy access. Just got to beat the skiers to the side country, and you're good to go.
Mount Baker. It is, because you can ride up the chair at Mount Baker and look over and go, I could die off that. Oh, I could definitely die off that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die off that. Like, it's pretty, that's a resort.
Whistler, because it is the best one with the most snow and shit to do in town, and I live there, so I have to say that.
It's Mammoth Mountain, because that's home, and beyond being home, it has everything. Great parks, pipe, free ride all day, great off-mountain activities. It's my favorite place, for sure.
Alpine Meadows in Tahoe, because that's like where I discovered snowboarding. So for me, Alpine Meadows for sure.
Bear Mountain. I love Bear. Bear Mountain is my favorite resort in the U.S. Just like a skate park. It's like going to the best skate park you could possibly go to. You know, you just have features all the way down the mountain.
So there you have it. That's a lot of resorts, a lot of really great picks. And let's kind of narrow it down by location. First off, we have Canada. And of course, one of the favorites for everybody in Canada is going to always be Whistler and Blackcomb. It's really, really big. They have powder and they have really good parks. Also, the town itself is really cool. There's a great nightlife, good restaurants, things like that. One thing though to remember is when you go to Whistler is that it's not sunny all the time. So you're gonna wanna bring some yellow lenses or something like that so you can see, and don't expect, perfect sunny days all the time. So moving down the northwest coast, the next resort you're gonna get to that is a huge favorite for a lot of riders is Mount Baker. Baker is very legendary. It has a legendary Mount Baker Slalom. It's really steep. They get hammered with snow, and it's really great for free riding. If you're super into parks and pipes, this might not be the mountain for you, but if you just love free riding, really steep, deep pillow lines, things like that, Baker is insane. Now, if you are in that area and you want to go to a little bit more low-key Baker, then you're going to go to resorts like Alpental or Snoqualmie Pass. These are really good resorts as well. And then moving just south of Baker in northern Oregon, you have Mount Bachelor. This resort's really wide open, so it gets a lot of wind coming through. So when it snows, the wind blows up tons of weird little wind lips everywhere, and people kind of compare it to a skate park. And then moving a little bit east, the next place you hit is Utah. I think maybe more pro snowboarders live in Salt Lake City than any other city in the world, and there's a reason for that because these resorts are really, really good, and Utah is also known for its really nice powder. And then moving a little further east from Utah, you're gonna hit the Rockies, and this is Colorado. You're gonna have resorts like Breckenridge, Snowmass, Aspen, and Keystone. These resorts get a lot of hype. There's a lot of big contests out there like Dew Tours and X Games. And these resorts are a little bit more flat. They're not as good for free riding on like deep powder days, but they are really fun for parks. And the resorts themselves are just really nice. There's a lot of nice restaurants, nice hotels. So if you're looking for kind of high-end park riding and good trail runs, then Colorado is your place. Okay, and then moving back out to the West Coast, you have California. And a lot of people think of California as palm trees and surfing, but actually it has some of the best snow and mountains in North America. First, let's start off a little bit north in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe has crazy resorts, and there's tons of resorts really close to each other. You have places like Kirkwood, which is insane for free riding. You have mountains like Heavenly that have really good tree runs for the PAL. You have Sierra at Tahoe, and then head up to North Lake, and you have huge resorts like Squaw Valley, where the Olympics were at one point, and then also North Star, which has a killer park. It's kind of a small mountain, but a really fun park, and they keep it very well groomed. Going way to Southern California, you have Big Bear, which is a really fun resort. It's a place where a lot of people from LA and San Diego go. And this resort, it's pretty small, not epic on a powder day, but if you like jibbing and jumping, it is really fun. I mean, they have literally hundreds of features at this resort. Moving north of Big Bear, you're gonna run into Mammoth Mountain, and Mammoth is insane. Mammoth is a great place. One of the best parts about Mammoth is that it has amazing parks and really good free riding and some steep terrain. It's all around a great mountain. It is known to just dump 2 feet and then it's sunny for 3 days, and then dump 2 feet and then sunny for 3 days. So generally a pretty warm climate, and this was the hub of professional snowboarding for a really long time. Mammoth Mountain has churned out some crazy pros throughout the days, and so definitely I would highly suggest checking out Mammoth Mountain. Last but not least, in North America, you can't leave out the East Coast. And although nobody said it as their favorite resorts, I mean, the East Coast does have some really great places. You have places in Pennsylvania like Big Boulder and Seven Springs who are really stepping up their parks. You have places like Hunter in New York, Mountain Creek in New Jersey. Heading north of New York, you have places in Vermont and New Hampshire like Mount Snow, Jay Peak, Stratton, and Killington that really get a lot of hype. And then when you get up into Maine, you have some really nice ones like Sugarloaf and mountains like that. So we can't leave out the East Coast, although they don't get crazy powder like the West Coast, they are still some really fun resorts. As for me, if I had to pick one favorite in all of North America, I'd have to go with Mammoth. I mean, Mammoth is where I came up. I was a nighttime janitor there. That's where I turned pro. I've ridden for the mountain now for 15 years, and it's just home for me, and it's a really, really fun place. I love everything about it. So that's my pick, is Mammoth Mountain. And this is it. The season is starting, so it is time for me to go snowboarding and for you to go snowboarding. I hope this was helpful for you in some ways, and maybe I will see you guys on the hill somewhere this season. Take it easy. Thank you for watching. Woo.